Today I'm going to be reading best of Redditor updates, and so let's get started. This first one is actually from September 16, 2019, but it's been compiled into one only like 17 days ago. So anyways, it starts off by saying, my daughter is 6 and just started first grade. The school brought in a wildlife instructor to show them some animals. My daughter hates snakes, and that was one of the animals they brought. The instructor told her to touch the snake. She said no. The teacher also told her, what? Oh, okay, sorry, I thought I was reading the same thing. No. They repeated the sentence. The teacher also told her to touch the snake. She said no again. Both the instructor and teacher began pressuring her to touch the snake and told her they wouldn't move until she did. Wow, that's a really weird thing to be controlling about. Like, oh my god, touch a snake! This seems like a sitcom or something. Both the instructor and teacher began pressuring her to touch the snake and told her they wouldn't move on until she did. She started crying and ran out into the hallway. She stayed in the hall right outside the door. This is a story from the teacher, FYI, so I know my daughter isn't lying or exaggerating. I got called into school and the principal said that running out of class without permission is an automatic 2-week suspension? Wow. I'm speechless. When I heard the story, I asked why they didn't just let her not touch this. Yeah, what? That sounds really weird. I bet it wasn't a snake. I feel like there's something deeper behind this. It seems to me that she had a fairly expected reaction for a 6-year-old in that situation. They said that they were doing exposure therapy. No one paid for this therapy anyways, like what? And we're working to make sure she got over her irrational fears. That is the most rational fear, by the way, being scared of a snake. That's called survival skills. What? This is crazy. I asked if there was any way that they could change the suspension since I can't afford unexpected childcare for 2 weeks. They said that they would waive it if I could show proof of getting her therapy for her fear of snakes. Bro, mind your... Like, who cares at this point? Oh my days. Like, do they not have anything better to do? Like, can they just not go home and sleep? I don't understand. Frankly, I can't afford therapy. Even if I could, there are many things that my daughter could make better use of than therapy for a fear of snakes. Exactly. When we live in a city, and rarely encounter snakes. Fair enough. I'm furious with the school and also at a loss. Can the school put her through exposure therapy without my permission? Would a lawyer help me get her back into school? Are there any legal remedies here? Please help. Okay, so some relevant comments. Someone said, escalate it up the chain. If they still ignore you, inform them that you will file a complaint with the State Department of Education due to a principal's statement that they were doing exposure therapy and your daughter's fear of snakes was irrational. This should freak them out because 1, you're reporting them to the state, which will involve an investigation that they may not want, and 2, none of the people involved in the incident are licensed mental health. Oh my god, you're right. Yeah, that's true. Mental health professionals, and the teacher was practicing outside the scope of her license that will land her in hot water with the state. This is definitely a very good point. So OP said, I don't believe for a second they were actually trying to do exposure therapy. I think they pushed her too hard and then made something up just to justify it. It was supposed to be a fun educational class visit. Yeah, I have a feeling there's something else in the matter. Like, I don't know. The commenter replied, since they made the claim that they were doing exposure therapy, that leaves them open to the potential consequences of their actions. And trying to justify them, they have dug themselves a very deep hole. They would have been better off admitting that they screwed up. So someone else commented, I am a MH professional? What's an MH professional? Oh, mental health, I think, right? Yeah, and do mental health assessment for schools. Okay. I've never done anything like this before. It seems way over the top. You don't just start, by the way, like exposure therapy is usually like, first we're gonna start with like the outdoors or like whatever you're scared of, actually, like usually anxiety around people, and then you build up from there, like roller coasters, and then you go to the very extreme of spiders or snakes, these things. That's when you're usually when you're a bit older than 6 years old, you don't understand what irrational means and rational. Like, you don't even know what those words, you didn't even learn them. So I don't, like, what? Okay. I'm getting a bit too worked up on this. They continued, I've never done anything like this before. It seems a way over the top. Most of my cases are neglect, abuse, drug use, defiant behaviors, major learning disorders, etc. Would the school accept a second opinion? OP said, I don't know. They said I need proof she's in therapy, and that was the only option they presented other than the suspension. That doesn't make sense. If you're in therapy, technically speaking, you wouldn't need to have the therapy from the school, so that still contradicts them. You know what I mean? Update. 3 weeks later. Hi everyone, thanks for your responses to my last post. After I read everything, I called and emailed the superintendent describing what had happened. I got a call back almost immediately, and after I explained the situation, the superintendent told me that she had to call the principal, but there was no way my daughter was suspended for 2 weeks. Exactly, like that's just crazy. That's just abuse at this point. Got a call about an hour later letting me know that my daughter could come back to school the next day but would be placed in a different class. Very good. Like different teachers, I hope. I received apologies from the district and from the principal himself, though I figure that's probably not a genuine apology, but whatever, thanks for your help. I feel like they just did this to save face. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, they just, let's say sorry, come on, just move it along, just khalas, like, so that you wouldn't, sue them, do you know what I mean? This is very traumatizing. Like, if I was this 6-year-old, this would be like PTSD type of thing, do you know what I mean? Alright, let's find another story. Oh my god, here's a really good one. I'm at the asshole for telling my boyfriend that his masculinity was fragile after he refused to buy me pads. If it's for the reason that it's like, why would you anyway refuse to buy pads for anyone? I don't know. That's just kind of a weird thing to refuse. No, I should not buy you pads. Like, refuse. Like, I refuse. Like, that's crazy. I think I agree. Like, you can't be like a real man if you're so embarrassed by pads. Oh my god, pads.
You're not ashamed of yourself. Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
It's like, get over yourself. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, throw away because my boyfriend knows my other account. I, 23, female, moved in with my boyfriend, 24M, of 2 years, a couple of months ago. Okay, so only 2 years. Actually, that's a long time for you to have just discovered that he doesn't like to buy pads. I don't know. Anyway, I haven't had any problems before this argument. Things have been going pretty well. Anyways, a couple days ago, I got my period. It came early, and I had run out of pads. I couldn't leave to buy some because I bleed pretty heavily, and I would have bled through my pants. So I asked my boyfriend if he could buy pads for me from the drugstore because it was late. Also just like do online delivery. You know what I mean? Like, just maybe don't have that. I don't know. But anyway, he immediately said no. I was shocked because I wasn't really expecting that. I asked him why. He said that he didn't want the cashier to see him buying pads. At this point, I started laughing because I was hilarious. Yeah, that's pathetic. He wasn't joking though. He just glared at me. Oh, that just makes it even more like cringe. Like ick. You know what I mean? I told him that the cashier would obviously know it wasn't for him. Plus, the cashier would definitely not care what he was buying. Yeah, like, even when I go and it's like a male cashier, I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, booyah. I don't say booyah, but like, there you go. You better not. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you gotta not care. Even if you feel a bit like, you shouldn't, because like, they're in a store for a reason. You're buying products from the store. Okay, I feel like I look like that lady that does like the dance. Oh my god. Okay, where was I? Okay, he still refused. I told him that he could go to the self-checkout machine if he was so insecure. Yeah, that's actually, okay. But he said that he didn't want anyone to see him with the pads because they think he was a what? I don't know. They blocked out the word, but I don't even know what it is supposed to be. But anyway, I told him that he was childish and that his masculinity was really fragile if he couldn't even buy pads for his own girlfriend. I think he should just break up with him. Like, I know this is such a common thing, like, Reddit, break up with him, divorce them, blah, 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 blah. But if he can't even, like, he can't even put his ego and fragile masculinity aside for your emergency, He can't even do that? No. Anyway, he got mad and went out. So he just went out. He just left. He just left you there. I had to bunch up toilet paper as a makeshift pad, wear black pants and a long cardigan, and go buy the pads myself. Oh, that is just humiliating and terrible, honestly. Like, a very uncomfortable situation. My boyfriend has been ignoring me ever since. The audacity. I've been thinking that maybe I might have pushed it. What? You pushed it too far? No, he didn't do enough. What do you... Oh, gaslighting. So I'm at so for telling my boyfriend that his masculinity was fragile after he refused to bypass for me. Edit, wow, thank you for all your replies. I'm definitely going to have a serious talk with my boyfriend in the morning about this, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, the verdict was not the asshole. Okay. Some relevant comments. Someone said not the asshole. If he is man enough to go buy condoms, he should be a man enough to buy other genital related products. I think it's more embarrassing to buy that than pads, just in general, you know what I mean? He's more concerned about what random cashier number 34 is thinking about him than he is doing about doing something for you as a boyfriend. I wonder why he's so insecure about random strangers, possibly thinking he might be trans. Oh, that was the word. I had a feeling it might be, but I didn't want to assume. Okay, that's such a... If I saw a man buying pads, I wouldn't think he was like a transgender. Because in the beginning, transgender women can't get periods and they can't get pregnant. Oh my god, you can see my cat. Wait, yeah, over there. The screen is flipped, so that's why it's a bit strange. Anyway, I would just think like, oh, that's nice. He's buying for his wife or sister or daughter. Oh, that's nice. Okay, that's it. And then I would forget it and go buy a chocolate. Like, I don't understand this. That is quite a leap in a thought process, right? It just skipped a bunch of steps. Did he have that happen before? OP said, no, this was really shocking to me. I'd never asked him to buy pads for me because we never lived together. But I honestly didn't know he would react like this. I also didn't know he was transphobic, so that didn't quite sit well with me. I think it's something internalized. Like I don't speak about like the whole transphobic and stuff. That's not my business. But I'm saying like maybe this is an internalized phobia of him or something. Like something happened. Like just like what they said. Like something must have happened, or maybe he's insecure about his like masculinity on a deeper like normal way. What am I trying to say? Like farther than normal type of insecurity, like more than fragile, you know? Another person said, absolutely not the asshole. I would do this for my girlfriend in a heartbeat, no questions asked. If it's not that much to ask, especially when you're in need. The fact that he used the word also really drives home how wrong he is in the scenario. He really needs to reevaluate his priorities here. This is unacceptable and doesn't only seem like fragile masculinity to me, but also toxic. Yeah, okay. Edit, I hope this isn't regular behavior on his part. It represents a massive lack of maturity and empathy. And frankly, he should be embarrassed. There's no scenario in which you would be the asshole for this. I sure hope he hasn't made you feel that way. Sorry you've got to deal with this. It legitimately makes me upset to imagine someone could be that way. OP replied, thanks, I honestly was pretty shocked because I've never seen him act like this before. That's what I was thinking. It's been 2 years, but you've never noticed that this is happening. I feel like he's either hidden it really well, but she also said they don't live together, so this situation doesn't really come in handy, but I feel like you would notice it. Like, I feel like maybe she's been letting go some red flags. Like, you would be like, okay, well, that was a bit strange. He wouldn't, for example, carry my handbag for me. Just, you know, I'm a bit tired, can you hold this for me? He, like, for example, like, I feel like that might be one of the things that she might be like, that was strange. And then she tries to ignore it in her mind, you know what I mean? Anyways, it's like I'm seeing a whole new side of him and it was disappointing. And then someone else said, so this is the last comment from another person and OP before we get into the update, okay? Because I really want to know what happens. Now the asshole, I'm 18 and even my 60-year-old dad will go down and buy pads if I need them. Oh, that's so nice. Also his, I'm not gonna say the word because I don't know, like, it's really offensive, I assume, right? I don't really know this word, but anyway. Comment made me so mad. I can't believe people still think like that. You can have beliefs, you just shouldn't portray them in a hateful manner. You could say, okay, I don't agree with this decision of someone, but it's not your business. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't agree with this, but I'm not gonna say you shouldn't do this and I'm gonna hate you and I have a phobia of you and I have this and that. It's not my business. You live your life, I live my life. You have your way of living, I have my way of living. Religion, different one. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's different, everyone lives their life. You don't act like you're the police of everyone. You're not God, you're not the police, you're not whatever. So it's not your problem to go out of your way, ruin your peace and their peace and their time and your energy, everyone's energy, just to hate on someone. There's no reason to hate on someone. Because what does it really bring? It doesn't bring anything except hatred and negativity and, do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't fix anything. It just adds, like, problems. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, OP said, yeah, transphobia is horrible. I was shocked when he said that. My dad used to buy me pants too when I lived at home. Okay, update. Oh, the next day. Okay, first off, thank you all for your awards, replies, and stories. They all mean so much to me. Okay, let's go. Oh my god. I took too much of a breath and it irritated my lungs. I confronted my boyfriend an hour ago. We sat down together and I told him that I didn't like how he acted about buying pants for me. He said that he didn't feel like he had to.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And that I could have held it in and drove to the drugstore to get... Does he not know how, like, periods happen? It's not like you're going to the toilet to pee. This is... Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't believe this. Okay. I told him that you can't hold in menstrual blood, but he insisted that I could have done it for a few minutes and that it wouldn't have been a big deal. We went back and forth over this, so I just dropped it. Wow. I asked him, like most of you mentioned, what would happen when we have kids, and he'd have to take care of me and buy me cream, take me to the washroom, etc. He said that I would not need those things because I should be able to do them on my own after giving birth. Oh my god, you dodged a bullet. You dodged a bullet. He said that there wasn't anything hard about using the bathroom, and the only reason I'd need help is if I was a cripple. Cripple, using that word cripple, like that is... Isn't that like an insulting word to less abled people? Isn't that like a way to insult them? I'm not entirely like versed with this. Like, isn't that the word to insult them? That's terrible. You can't say that about people, about anyone. Even the other word that was used to offend trans people. Like, no matter if you don't agree with, even if you don't agree, like strongly disagree with something, why are you going out of your way to insult people? That's just terrible. Then I asked him about the comment. He said that he didn't understand why people would want to change a gender they were born in. I mean, we don't have to understand it. We just have to mind our business. That's my opinion. Khalas. If they want your advice, you can give them your advice. If they ask for your opinion, you can give them your opinion. But at the end of the day, it's not our problem. That basically cemented everything for me. I felt completely betrayed and humiliated. I can't believe I spent 2 years of my life with a guy who holds these views, and I can't believe I was too oblivious to it. I just feel so dumb. I told him that we need to break up. He cussed at me. Oh my god. Told me I was exaggerating, that I was being a bee. Oh my god. That... What?
What?
I told him that I would send him my half of month's rent. We lived together, but it was his apartment, so we would split the bill. Then I packed my bags and drove to my parents' house without saying another word. I'm gonna be staying with my parents until I sort myself out. I'm feeling really down right now because I really did love him, but I also feel relieved. Right? You dodged a bullet. If your views don't align, you should never be together. Like, on anything. Views on anything is like that really change your perception of the person. You wouldn't help her during birth, after birth, with childcare. You don't share the same views about, you know, trans people or whatever, like these types of communities, then you shouldn't be together. You know what I mean? Alright. I I'm feeling. Oh, again, thank you for helping me out and sending me encouraging messages. I appreciate it all. Alright, so she really did dodge a bullet. I don't know why my cat is freaking out, but anyways, I think it's really good that she left him. She shouldn't, like, I'm happy it was the next day. Like, it was boom, boom shakalaka, you know what I mean? Right after. Like, clocked him. That was really good. I don't know, 2 years is a very long time to have spent with someone and not known that. But we don't know the full details. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please recommend what else I should do in my videos, or react to, or read, or whatever. And yeah, see you later. Bye.